Alright, good. Let's start this thing. Let's do this thing for real. This is the Renault Clio, produced by French automobile manufacturer Renault. It was launched in 1990 and entered its 5th generation in 2019. It is largely credited with restoring Renault's reputation and stature after a difficult second half in the 1980s. That's interesting. And this is a Mitsubishi Outlander. It was originally known as Mitsubishi Airtrek, and it was introduced in Japan in 2001. The original Airtrek name was chosen to describe the vehicle's ability to transport its passengers on an adventure-packed journey in a free-as-a-bird manner. That's beautiful. And this is the driver of these two cars. His name is Matthew Charles Irwin.
She hangs around with a blood named Smokey.
I'm Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah. Hi, daughter. You enjoying doing this in the garden today? Well, this is a documentary that Georgie here is making, and I reckon he's going to do a good job. What do you reckon? Yeah? You get a hug from that? I might even give him a hug, but then you wouldn't get that on film, would you? No. Got it all? Go.
See you later, Granddad.
See you later,
This one's got to be sorted out as well.
Matthew Charles Irwin is a married man, and he was born on October 30th, 1963. He currently lives in England, and he was born in England, but he's also lived some of his life in Australia. That's just a bit of information on Matthew Charles Irwin, and this is a film dedicated to Matthew Charles Irwin and his two cars, the Renault Clio and the Mitsubishi Outlander. You see, Matthew Charles Irwin and his family live a fair distance from any public transport, meaning in order for anyone to be able to get anywhere, they have to be driven by Matthew Charles Irwin to their destination or the nearest bus stop. As Matthew Charles Irwin has a family of 8, including himself, this means there is a lot of driving he's required to complete. So, he will take his Renault Clio, which was previously owned by Matthew Charles Irwin's father, John, or his Mitsubishi Outlander, and partake on multiple journeys through the countryside, transporting different folks to different required locations free of charge most of the time. This includes horse stables, cafes, pubs, bars, the cinema to catch the latest cinematic experience, etc, etc, etc.
You talking to me? Well, who the hell else are you talking? You talking to me?
And, of course, the most common of these journeys is the bus stop, specifically the bus stop here, the closest bus stop available to Matthew Charles Irwin and his many clientele. This bus stop is the gateway to the outside world. And Matthew Charles Irwin is the bridge between an old farmhouse in the middle of some quaint marshlands in rural England, surrounded by horses, and that gateway.
So what I had to do is I had to go down the lane, you know, the walking lane with all the mud.
Yeah.
I had to drive up there in 4-wheel drive to take Holly to work. So that's why it's so covered in mud.
Yeah. Okay. See you later.
Bye.
Matthew Charles Irwin could probably complete this journey to the bus stop with his eyes closed, and I think you should. I would want to see that. Personally, I would want to see that. And you could get something out. You could win something from that, I think. Guinness World Record books of first man to drive to that specific bus stop with his eyes closed is a possibility. So thank you, Matthew Charles Irwin. You provide a service that this family of 8 could not function without, and we greatly appreciate it. Once again, this film is dedicated to Matthew Charles Irwin and his 2 cars, the Renault Clio and the Mitsubishi Outlander. We love you very much, and we all greatly appreciate your taxi driver service. Goodbye.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Hey, mate, could you do me a favour? Could you kill the bloody cockerel? The cockerel's just doing my head in. Mate,